Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
So
brother.
thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I would like to thank Sibec for this opportunity. So not sure if whatever I'm going to say is going to be 100% relevant for your business, but I just want to touch upon a few items, a few things which could actually could open up your thought process. In general, I sort of know see this trend in the founders that they are very confined to you know one specific problem for region specific problem, which is very confined to one particular region. Okay, but in general, what I see is that whatever we are solving for a specific region could also be applicable globally. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that, okay, so whatever you are solving for Madurai could also be applicable for Melbourne. Whatever you're solving for Jeddah could also be applicable for Johannesburg. Okay, so one one suggestion I would actually give to our founders is, can we have a global vision? Can we have a larger vision? When you have a larger vision, but that doesn't mean that no, you need a lot of investment, you need a lot of manpower, a lot of you need extra capabilities. That's not required. Thing is that when you have a longer vision, you should start small. Start small, solving a specific problem for a specific audience, okay, and then expand your expand your vision, expand your geography one by one. I mean, that is what we actually did at Zoho also. Not sure how many of you have heard about Zoho. Zoho is the global SaaS, globally respected SaaS brand, okay, which is competing against Microsoft, Google, and Salesforce with that. Just like no any other brands, we also had this same problem of no, do we want to just be successful within India, or do we want to become a global brand? In fact, no, we took stance of becoming global brand from day zero, not from day 100 or day 1,000. We decided to become a global brand from day zero. Okay, and that doesn't mean that no, we actually diluted our ethos, we diluted our culture to become a global brand. We took a lot of no strategies. Probably I could actually share a few thoughts also. But I have a presentation here which I would like to share it with you. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is the topic I've been given. Okay. How businesses stand out. But before getting into that, okay, why does a business should stand out? Can anybody answer? Why should business stand out? What is the necessity? Yeah, Dr. Jamal.
Yeah, to stand out and to get more visibility.
And why should he get more visibility?
As if to go your business in long term and get more customers.
Okay. Okay. And Mr. Yusuf?
Thank you very much, Raffic. The businesses, whatever we do, should excel in what we do. In regards to the customer loyalty, this has been the major. Secondly, in regards to the financial discipline, these two reasons, primarily, these two are the major component for businesses to stand out: customer loyalty and financial discipline. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Miss Ashna.
Yes. Visibility creates credibility, and this credibility in turn creates profitability.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah. Okay. To summarize, I mean, every business strives to, strives for one purpose, which is to make revenue. That's all. There's no second thought about it. We all are existing to make revenue. Okay, and to make revenue with minimal investment, right? When your business stands out, okay, you can actually extend your lifeline of your business with minimal investment. This is the fundamental thing. Okay, business should stand out to make an impact in the market, to stand out in the market, so that people can actually remember you. And why would someone remember you? People will remember you when you are actually offering something very unique to the customers, or in the case when you're actually offering the same service, same product, which all competition are offering. Okay, there should be something that people could actually remember, associating. It could be customer service, it could be your quick response, it could be anything, right? Those are all things that will actually helps you business stand out. Okay, so then before moving into the other aspect, I would like to step back and uh, take you to a different world. Okay, so I always have this habit of looking at stats, looking at global stats. Even though I live in India, I'm actually actively involved in Middle Eastern businesses. I generally take global stance in whatever I do. Okay, so I was actually looking at the global stats of brands, global brands. Okay, but if you see, you take all the aspects, I would actually seeing the number of global brands from different region. And to top the chart, United States is the number one country to offer global brand, and number two is China and Germany. And if you see, Middle East is the 12, just not 12 global brands for Middle East, and India is relatively very poor in terms of contribution to the global brands. Okay, and that is one part. Relative another angle is, if you take the smaller, geographies like South Korea, Germany, and Japan, and Switzerland. Switzerland is just very fraction of whole India, right? But if you see, Switzerland has actually contributed many global brands, and South Korea is, which is one of my favorite country, which has been offering great brands, right? Like Samsung, Hyundai, and Kia. Okay, and even Germany, all the automobile brands. Okay, the reason for this is that, so what is that we are lagging and what is that no they are having? It's not infrastructure. It's not the capital. It's not some, they have got the extra talent that we don't have. Okay, what is guys from, what is the brand companies from South Korea has, which we don't have? I don't feel there's any talent gap here. Okay, I don't feel there's any infrastructure gap here. The fundamental thing that I see is that the long-term vision, and the global, the aspiration. Okay, how can I take my product, my service global into global market, right? That is what is actually missing, in my opinion. Okay, so coming back to my topic, like, why should a business stand out? Okay, now in this era of AI, in this era of VC funded companies, in this era of in the global ecosystem. Okay, anything can be copied, right? Whatever segment you are, whatever category that you are, whatever region that you're operating business in, anything can be copied. Price can be matched, features can be copied, even distribution, which is the greatest strength for most of the business, that can be copied also. Even the campaigns that you are actually doing can be copied. We always read newspaper that this cat campaign was actually copied from that brand a long time ago. Okay, So what is that? No, something cannot be copied, which you can actually own. Okay, which is a meaning, which is purpose of your business. Right? That is very, 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 very important. It is very subtle. It is very, very simple, but it has a weightage of you taking your ordinary business, very ordinary business, to become a global brand, right? Which means your story. I mean, why do you exist? Why should I care? Why should my customers care about you, right? The reason for your existence, your founder truth, right? These are some of the things that you should actually cultivate in your company. It's not just about building a product or building a service and just getting some customers and offering the service. Of course, that is the basic thing. But beyond that, are you creating a memory in customers' mind who are actually doing business with you, right? That is very, very important. Okay. Because meaning turns without a meaning, business is just a business. Just a business. Okay. It's a more of transaction. Okay. But only meaning can actually create trust in the market. Only meaning can actually convert a business into a brand. Okay. See, you might have come across a lot of brands, okay, where a lot of categories, business categories, where you find better product, but you would actually choose your favorite brand. Why is that? This brand that you are actually purchasing might be expensive, okay, may not have more features than your the top brand. Okay, for example, if you see, iPhone is notoriously known for launching features 5 years or 2 years later. Like Samsung or other Korean brands are the first to launch features, and Samsung actually does it very no, so iPhone does it very late in the market. But the way Apple has created a cult, Apple has created followers, Apple has created a community, okay, that no other brand has done. It's because of pure storytelling. It's because it has understood the customers that no other brand has understood like. Okay. It has created a meaning. Okay. So it means that when you do that, okay, when you don't have a meaning for your business, when you don't communicate your story to the world, when you don't communicate your existence to the world, okay, you're just selling, you're just making money. Okay. Okay. But you're not making a memory. You're not creating a dent in the customer's mind. Okay. And by brand, it doesn't mean that no people always associate branding with advertisement. Okay. So to create branding, you need to put out a billboard in Sheikh Zayed Road, you need to take a do full page ad in Gulf News, or you do a lot of reels and stuff like that. Those are advertising. Okay. Branding doesn't need a lot of infrastructure. Branding doesn't need a lot of investment. Okay. Branding is something very, very subtle, very, very simple, very, very basic. Okay. So you have two very, very important customer touch points. Okay. For all these small business or all the entrepreneurs that don't have much of finance capital. Okay. So almost everybody have two important customer touch point, which is sales call, and another is your website. Okay. Now, in the sales, let's take sales call. Okay. In the sales call, someone actually picks up the call and asks for your, is on an inquiry. Okay. What are the first 2 or 3 lines that you say to the customers? And and by the moment you finish the call, okay, what is that you have instilled in customer's mind? Is it that he has problem A, problem B, problem C? You have a list of problem and you have a solution. You are just mapping your solution to your problem, or always or creating a value out of that solution, right? So can you do exercise saying that can this prospect remember me even after the call is over? Can you say that? That will happen only if you actually have a narrative around your product, around your service, right? So that is very, very important. So, and then your website. Website is another very important, place where you actually tell your story. Okay. What does your homepage is saying? What does your about us page is saying? Right? That is very important. And I was present in yesterday's call, and a couple of people were actually asked to introduce. The moment we ask people to introduce, the moment they open up with I am so and so, and this is my designation, and we have presence in so many countries, and this is what we do. Actually, nobody cares. Nobody cares who you are, what is your designation title, and what is how many countries you are present in. What people actually care is that what problem are you solving, okay, and how different or unique you are solving that problem, and why should I care for you? This is the simple way. This is how you should know. Okay, I'll give an example. Okay, if someone asks me to introduce myself, okay, there are two ways. I'll start to know regular way of introducing. Okay, I'm Raffic Aslam. I'm ex creative director of Zoho, and I've been consulting companies on branding and marketing strategy. This is a conventional way. Now let's take another way. Okay, my name is Raffic Aslam. I see a lot of founders are struggling with art of storytelling. They have a great product, they have a great service, but where they're lacking is they are unable to take their story to their audience in the most effective way. And this is where I chip in. I help founders to take their story to the audience in a most efficient way. Now, these are two different introduction styles. Okay, which one do you think is preferred? Which one people which do you think which people actually know will remember, right? Obviously the second one. Okay. So another aspect that I see is that in fact yesterday Mr. Riaz was actually stressing on importance of finance. Okay, how you should actually pay attention to the finance strategy. How should you actually take care of all the metrics to make your business profitable. I completely agree with him. Okay, I also see a trend where founders, even though they are not from finance background, they always take an effort to sit with the finance department or accountant auditor to understand the nuances of profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, and even they get well versed in budgeting. Okay, but I don't see founders sitting with a marketer or sitting with their social media team to get the narrative right. They think that marketing is an outsourced team, even if they are part of their own office, they consider an extended team. Okay, all they think is that they need to allocate a budget for marketing, and marketer will actually take care of the marketing. Marketing is not just marketing's job is not just to generate leads. More than that, more than generating leads, it also has a responsibility of create a perception of your product, create a perception of your service into the market. And who better than you can actually create a perception in the market? And how can you actually depend on the external guy or a marketer to create that perception in the market? Have you ever sat with your marketing team or whoever that is to review what communication is going in the market? Or have you ever put in effort to see if this communication that is going on social media is in line with your vision, right? Another important thing that we should really keep in mind is that even before someone contacting you, okay, they'll be seeing your communication. They'll be seeing your communication in social media. They'll be seeing your communication in your webinar. They'll see your communication in a print ad. They'll be seeing communication elsewhere. Okay, so that communication is very important. Okay, so when you actually start focusing on these little things, okay, you will start building a better recall. Okay, and building a better recall will actually result in low selling friction. People will actually buy you like that. Okay, your sales team doesn't have to sell hard. Okay, by building a brand means you already created a trust in the market. Every business thrives on trust, creating trust. And you would see there are brands which are actually spending millions of dollars in just advertising to create a trust. Whereas I'm actually suggesting you that you have two important touch points, which is sales call and website. Okay. You just tap into that. You just focus on these two elements to create that trust, which will eventually result in creating a brand. Okay. Now, now the moment I talk to founders, okay, what is that you're doing? Okay. In marketing, they start with channels. They start with, okay, we are spending that much dollars in LinkedIn. We are doing so much paid ads. We are doing that events. We are doing this, that, and all. Okay. So those are all channels. Okay. Those are channels that are available for every other brand, whether you are Emirates, whether you are Geo, whether you are Aramco, whether you are Reliance, whether even a small solopreneur running a boutique business. Okay, pretty much channels are common for every business. Okay, the moat is that what are you doing with those channels? How effectively are you using those channels? That's the key. That's very, very important. Okay. And how are you using these channels to create a mind share? See, it's not about no spending dollars throughout the year. Okay. Even if you do a campaign once, okay, can people remember you for a long time? I mean, this is what we did at Zoho also. And Zoho, we actually never spent that much money when compared to competition. And we never actually spend throughout the year also. We were actually spending doing campaigns only at relevant season, which actually target specific audience with specific message, and that resulted in high brand recall. Okay, so we actually use the same all the channels, but the one unique thing that we did is that we actually spoke to the customers at their level, right? We actually highlighted the problem. We actually highlighted a solution that Zoho is offering. So it's not just about the channels, and don't be in the assumption that just because you're spending some amount in LinkedIn, some amount in events, some in paid ads, you will get leads. Of course, you might get leads, okay, but I would actually suggest you to go one step further and say that, okay, how can you actually create an image? How can you actually create a perception in the market using those channels? Okay. Now, the another thing is that, okay, whatever you're saying is sounding very interesting, but I'm not into consumer brands. I'm not. I don't. My product is very serious. My product is about very complex. Okay, so I don't have a liberty to be creative, be humorous, be funny. Okay, I don't believe in that argument. Okay, seriously, I don't believe in that argument. Okay, because for me there are no boring categories. Okay, so it's only boring stories. Okay, if at the end of the day, if a human being if your product or service is used by a human being, it has to be emotional. It has to be resonant with a human being. Okay, no matter what you are selling. Okay, so it's your responsibility to make your product, make your service as interesting as possible, as emotional as possible. Okay, so I would like to share two case studies here. Maybe I can share this video also in the chat later on. Okay. Uh, there are two brands. Okay, which is first one is the Benji. Okay, so this is a sensational brand which is very getting very popular. Okay, but what the product is just a boring plaster. Okay, plaster that you would actually stick on a wound. Right. Okay, but the problem that they are solving is that plaster is a very functional product. Okay, there's no emotion, there's no character in that product. Okay, what interesting or what creative can you make in that product? What these guys have done is that they have tried to make it very interesting, and they have pushed themselves as plaster for adults. Okay, and they have made it so interesting that they actually are selling out like anything. Like, you should actually watch it out. I'll share that video. Okay, And next one is the another brand which is called as Liquid Death. It's not an energy drink, it's not a cola, it's a plain water, plain water. Okay. But what they have done is that they have focused on packaging. Okay. And they have actually, see, mostly water is sold by in a bottle, right? Plastic bottle. Okay. So they have took a stance of sustainable stance. Okay. And how a plastic is actually, polluting the entire world. Okay. They have made a very sustainable packaging. And that has become a part of their story. Okay. And they have built cult around the brand. And you would be surprised to know that they are actually doing close to $200 million revenue. Okay. Now coming to Zoho. So when we started Zoho, okay, so we were just like any other ordinary company, focusing on getting our products right, getting a product quality right, answering customer calls and stuff like that. And we actually put down our heads for 10 years. Till 10 years we never actually focused on branding. Okay. We were just focusing on getting our products right. But when we started to thinking of what should the message be? What should be our memorable line for the audience? Okay. Of course, we were thinking of several other stuff. Okay. And then we came up with Made in India, Made for the World. Now, you'll be surprised or you'll be even laugh at this line. Okay. What does a company which actually is actually building CRM software, accounting software, or human resource software has to do with Made in India, Made for the World? Answer is nothing. Okay, answer is nothing. Okay. But what we did was we wanted to stand out. We never wanted to be in the same league of Microsoft, Google, or Salesforce. And to do that, we actually came up with the idea of, okay, there's no other product-based technology brand to come out of India. So all other Infosys, TCS, and Wipro were the servicing companies. Okay, there was no product-based company come out of India first. Okay, so can we take that stance and tell it to the world that this is the first Indian brand to come into technology space? Okay, there were two things. First thing is that it will actually kick in pride, okay, of Indians. Okay, and number two is that it will actually position ourselves very unique company. So all this will actually make sense only if your product is right. Product is of quality. Of course, we had a very good product. Okay. This is just messaging, packaging around our product and offerings. Okay. And then by doing that, what we did was we actually automatically created a leadership position. We took a leadership position in India. And if you see most of the uh, companies abroad, especially in the US, which is our primary market, most of the decision makers were actually Indians. You take any companies, any technology companies, they were actually Indians. Okay, and those were the guys who were actually writing check for which software should be used and whatever. Okay, and when they got to see a technology brand which is as good as Google, which is as good as Microsoft, which is as good as Salesforce, but it's from India. Okay, we touched their emotional chord, and we started now getting results. Okay, but the idea was not to reach out to Indian decision makers through Made in India, Made for the World. The idea was to know how can we position ourselves differently, right? So there are some of the things that we did, and again we never actually cared whether someone did this before or was just tried and tested with them. No, we wanted to tell it to the world in the most authentic voice, saying that okay, if we can do it, you can also do it. Okay. So coming to the end of my presentation. Okay. So as I said in the beginning, most of the founders are actually very focused on getting the product right, getting the price right, getting the distribution right. Okay. Of course, these are very, very basic stuff. This is very, very, fundamental of any business. We have to get this right. Okay. But if we focus only on that, okay, you can only get people to use your product. Okay. Functionality helps people to use you. Okay. but only purpose of your company, purpose of your business will actually help people remember you. Okay. And for that, we have used this, prime 5C framework at Zoho. Okay. So I would actually suggest you to make use of this. Okay. First thing is clarity. Okay. Can people understand you quickly? If you are actually taking 300 words to explain your product, okay, can you make it to can you make it 180 words? Can you condense 300 words into 80 words and still make people remember you? Okay. And in that 80 words, can you contrast yourself from your competition? How different you are? Okay. And in that, can you build a character? Can people remember you? Okay. And then once that is done, can you use that across all your distribution, all your channels, in your sales calls, in your event booth, in your website, in your brochure, in your pitch deck, everywhere. It's not that your sales guy is actually using something else and your marketing team is using something in the social channels and you are using something in your pitch deck. Okay. That doesn't work. Everything has to be consistently used across all the mediums. Okay. And first and foremost, just like Benji, Liquid Death, and Zoho, do you have courage to be unique? Okay. So these are some of the things that I would ask. Okay. I mean, I had this slide for another different presentation, but I would like to ask use this deck here also. So same product, but two different explanation. Okay. Can you tell me which hair dryer would you buy? Read both the description.
XYZ.
Why?
Because it gives me the half the time, which is very important.
Okay.
Because I know
How about others?
innovation is everybody is trying for innovation, but it is able to give me minimal heat exposure and the time, which is important for me.
Absolutely. And any other answers? Anybody else?
Yeah, maybe because of the word saloon, like, so it's better we can do it home, so no need to go to saloon.
Good.
Maybe.
I mean, answer is right. Okay, XYZ is the answer. Okay, but the underlying core thing is that the first ABC dryer is very self-centric. Self-centric means it is talking about itself. Okay, it is written by an engineer. Engineers always have this ability of explaining their features, functionalities more. They always know, or I wouldn't say always, mostly they forget about the customers. They forget about taking customers' point of view. Whereas XYZ is from the customer's point of view. It's a customer centric. Okay. So you can also go back and review all your communication and check if it is self-centric or customer centric. Okay. So yeah, I would like to end with this. I hope my talk was useful in some ways. And I would actually, ask people to think global, even though you are small, even though you are actually restricted with financial capital, resources capital, infrastructure, whatever. Okay. So have a global vision from day one and start taking baby steps towards that. Okay. So now in nowadays, Naman, it doesn't mean that where you're from. Okay. It's about your idea. It's about execution. And have a strong belief that you can build from anywhere. And if you build from anywhere, you can be remembered everywhere. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. I must say this was a great learning session today. I think we should do, let's do so that people will remember. Let's do one small exercise on 5C framework. if you can, out of the audience, the first C, what is the first C? Is the first C is to clarify, which is very important. Clarity is very important. Yeah. And the next C is to contrast, and the character, and the consistency, and the courage. Thank you very much, Brother Raffic Aslam. You have really touched on the great points of, you have given us a lot of energy to make sure that, we get global from the day one. Any questions
Sure.
from our audience?
Yeah.
You look very nice, Brother Raffic.
MashaAllah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. You are a celebrity.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, we have Mr. Muhammad Yusuf raised a hand. You can speak, brother.
Sir, putting into context of making the business to stand out, solving the client's problem, and giving the utmost customer support. Here I have an exercise in my company where we are venturing into services of mechanical scenes, and also getting into testing and commissioning of the medium voltage switch gears. And apart from this, in order for us to evaluate the business revenues or the business turnaround based on the current market scenario, how one can evaluate the possible business volume of from the sector? Thank you.
Not sure if I understood your question, Yusuf.
Brother Yusuf, if you can make it very simple. The first C was
Yeah.
about clarity. The first C was about clarity. Make your question very simple so that the experts can answer you in the right way.
Thank you, sir. I would like to draft a business plan for a new venture where the company hasn't did business before. So what are the control measures we should deploy for venturing into a new area of business? I mean, diversifying.
Okay. So the question is about making a business plan. I think he's talking about making a business statement which will reflect on the vision or the functionality of the business. So making that statement, how can we make this statement? Sir, you are mute. Raffic sir, you are mute.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know how I got muted. Okay. So I don't think I can answer you on business plan, but what I can answer is that, okay, first and foremost, you need to do, a market research. Okay. Understand what is that lagging in the market. What is that competitors are offering, and where is a gap that you want to fill in? Okay. And that gap could be very, very niche. That's okay. Okay. But if you can just hold on to the niche and expand that will be wonderful. Okay. And once you identify that niche, okay, everything should actually be aligned to that. Your communication, your everything, everything should be aligned to that. And if you don't identify any gap in the market, people are happy, there's a competition that's doing really well, you just want to enter into the market because you see an opportunity. That's also is good. Okay. But in that case, okay, there'll be some unique qualities of your company. It could be talent. It could be you could actually offer customer service. Everybody's actually offering 5-day customer service. Can you think of offering 24/7 customer service, customer call? When everybody is very strict about no refund, Can you offer be very friendly and offer a refund? These are some of the tactics that you can actually, it could be customer service, it could be onboarding, it could be pre-sales or post-sales. When everything is generic, when everything is good, you need to identify what is the unique thing that you can actually offer to the customer so that people can remember you. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
question, Dr.
Mr.
Muhammad Ali.
Yusuf, did it answer your question? If not, you can definitely get in touch with us, and we will definitely work on the business experts to get you whatever you are asking for, inshallah. One more point, maybe your technical mastery could be one of the area of
Could be, could be,
expertise.
could be.
You know,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
technical expertise, like you have worked on certain projects in your previous experience and things like that. So that can give you additional edge of the business, inshallah.
Yes.
Dr. Muhammad Ali, sir, you have raised your question. Please, you can go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Brother Raffic. It was a very wonderful session. I have a question actually. This is relating to story building. And because as consumers, we are emotionally inclined to a brand. And Zoho and the simplicity and the frugality of Zoho actually, in my opinion, played a very big role in the story building of Zoho by itself. Um, just I wanted to know because I have not done the research to understand if there is empirical evidence. But do you feel or do you see that emotional attachment to a brand, whether it could be simplicity, it could be social entrepreneurship, does this really help in building the brand for a global audience? This is my question. I hope I was clear.
Obviously, yes. Obviously, yes. See, no matter you would be, no, you are actually selling a technology, but at the end of the day, it's being used by a real human being, right? Human being always wanted to get in touch with a fellow human being who is actually, approachable, who can actually listen to you, okay, who can understand, your problem then, okay. So this empathy and plays a very, very important role in any business, okay. And this is what we actually try to build in Zoho also. Okay, one important thing that I will share is that, okay, the Made India, Made for the World for the campaign. Okay, when we launched that campaign, we were actually supposed to do a user conference. We actually did a user conference. We actually invited a lot of people. I mean, this is a little story. I would let take 2 minutes here, and this actually would be very useful for all the attendees here, to to actually match to actually think how can we actually build an emotional wrapper around a technology brand. This is the crux of the story. So when we did the user conference, I did all the branding elements, design and stuff like that, except the attire, attire for the speakers. Now until this happened in 2014. Until then, if you take any business event, all the speakers would be wearing a blazer, or maybe a technology or startup company would be actually wearing a polo t-shirt and the jeans. That's it, right? But somehow I felt that, okay, that didn't go well with the Made in India, Made for the World line. Because I felt that Sridhar Vimbu, our CEO, cannot go on stage wearing a Nike t-shirt and Levi's jeans, which is a foreign brand, and say Made in India, Made for the World. There's a slight mismatch. I went to Sridhar and said, okay, Sridhar, this is not going well. And he asked me, like, what idea do you have? Okay. I asked him, okay, give me 2 days. Okay, then I came back with an idea of, okay, Lenin kurta. I designed Lenin kurta, jubba, okay, and gave it to him. And people laughed at me. Okay. Even our folks laughed at me saying that, okay, how can you actually imagine a technology company to go on stage wearing a kurta, which is a very traditional dress worn by mostly North Indians for a wedding or family function, right? No, I said that my thesis behind it that, okay, You cannot say made in India by wearing a Nike t-shirt or Levi jeans. Okay, it has to be very, very authentic. So I gave it to that, and that became hugely successful. Okay, and then I sensed that okay, this has a huge potential. Then I made thousands of kurtas and distributed out to all my sales team, and they started wearing it to all the events, trade shows and events. And when someone walked into event, you could see all people wearing blazers and suit, dressed up, very fine. In one corner, you will find people wearing black kurta. Okay, that actually stood out, and people walked into us asking me, "Who are you?" Zoho was not popular then. Okay, they walked in, and that actually became conversation. Okay, and when people started interacting, with people who were actually wearing kurta. Okay, generally the communication become very, very friendly. Okay, and to answer your question, okay, people started opening up more freely. They even started asking family questions: where are you from, where did you study, and stuff like that. This became very, very conversational stuff. So to answer your question, yes, we have to be very, very emotional in terms of actually whenever your communication is, we have to keep in mind that if end of the day, if a user is human being, you have to be very, very what to say, all your communication should actually be very, very emotional and very, very target towards human being.
Thank you very much, Brother Raffic. It was a great answer to Dr. Muhammad Ali's question. Moving forward, we have another speaker because we are moving with the timeline. Mr. Feroz Khan, you have raised your hand, but definitely put your question to us and we will definitely share it with Brother Raffic, and we will share it to you separately, inshallah. Moving forward to our next speaker, Brother Raffic, it was wonderful having you. Thank you for your insights and the expert advice you have given us. We will remember you with your storytelling. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so we have a video or we are, yes. Let's welcome for our next speaker is waiting for us to join. Mr. Muhammad Iqbal is going to be the next speaker, and he is going to be talking about the technology business opportunities in the Gulf. And who is Mr. Muhammad Iqbal? He is the director of the cybersecurity. Most important for all of us today, cybersecurity is something which is happening silently, but in a big way. Cybersecurity, the company he is representing is Edwards Technologies Dubai. Welcome, Mr. Muhammad Iqbal. Thank you very much.
Sir, your voice not audible, sir.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Good evening, and it is my pleasure to be connected here with you all in this evening. So today I'll be speaking about the technology business in Gulf, especially I to explain about the way how this entrepreneurship from the business has been started, and I will walk through the presentation. I hope the presentation is visible, right?
Yes, it is coming up, I think. Still
yes.
Not yet. Yes,
okay.
Now we can see the screen. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So why it is very important to to see, there are multiple business sector where everywhere trying to establish a business within the home country or their foreign countries, etc. But when it has come to the technology, it is a little bit different than the traditional business model everyone trying to establish. So that's what I am here to give an idea how this technology business everybody is interested to establish. And the way I'm segregating that presentation is multiple areas. The selecting about the business segment, where you want to target it, and what are the models currently exist, so that which is going to fit. There are multiple models are available. Everyone has a different segments, and which model it is going to meet you, so that also we can discuss. And then what are the sectors? See, again, technology is a ocean, so where you want to dive in, okay, and which one you want to pick up, because everyone is interested to make a profit on your business. How to make the outcome of the profit on the business. That is what I will be explaining you. And then finally, we will discuss on the key takeaways. So since I want to introduce myself, I'm here. I came to UAE in 1998. Since then I'm living here in Dubai. So I do have 25 plus of experience, especially on the cybersecurity field. So I'm also started my journey as an employee, and then moving to the entrepreneurship, and then establish my company, and then I set up my own company in UAE, and then India back office I'm running in India, and I'm having my office in UK and USA as well. So that is what my interest and idea to share how I established, what are the areas, and then I've been, gone through, and what are the pain points and all those things. So that will be giving you good idea that young entrepreneurs or the business owners currently who want to establish the business within the Gulf or expand the business in the Gulf. That's, gives you the way, or, the icebreaker for them actually. So this is a way I segregated it into multiple groups. One area where entrepreneur or startups. So you take that area, and those who are interested to establish a business. Second, the business owners who are not in technology area. See, they might be having a non-technical area, but knowing the interest. Majority of the people, what I have seen, even my college period, people who are not in studying the technology, they move to technology because of the interest, or they seeking the market growth. So this is a second category. Third category, already I have a technology business, somewhere in India or any other country, but I want to expand into the GCC. So this is the third category. And then fourth category is interesting category, where working professional, I do have 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience. Now I'm not interested working anymore with the 9-to-5 job, or, not on the corporate style. I want to start my own technical business. So this is the category where I have seen so many people and keep, asking me how to convert or how to enter. Please give me the way how to enter, or tell me the way, how do I enter? How do I get my first business? How do I target my customers? How do I, to complete my project? So all those things, the working professionals are much more interested to establish the business. So this is a 4 categories where one group. Again, one more category is a very huge category, which is a business investors who are all, seeking interest on the growing technology business, and they want to invest more on that. That is a separate, so we can discuss. So I will explain for those people who are all interested how to establish the business. So why GCC? Why not anywhere else? Yes, there is world is very big, and wherever you can go and establish a business. But GCC has some unique features. People says like tax-free country. That is one where everything comes. Again, there are some corporate taxes are there, but again less corporate tax and compared to any other countries. The second, the innovation. So where we can see GCC purely on innovation driven. So you can find so many, events, technology events every year happening in terms of either cybersecurity or in terms of technology or anything relevant to those things. Then you can see in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, wherever you go, in Qatar, wherever you go, you can find a lot of exhibition where you can able to connect, multiple like-minded people to interest and seek in the business. So that is what, transforming, the technology keep transforming it, and, they are from, ready to invest, and the new technology is booming, and AI is coming, robot is coming. So whatever tested in the world, it is tested over here in GCC. So again, the biggest advantage is sitting in Middle East, it is very easy to reach a global market. Yeah. So, the way the connectivity of the air, or the connectivity of the banking system, or, the transferring the money, the way the cash flow, it's all very easy to sitting in the GCC market rather sitting in any other country. That is what I have seen it. So that is what we have more benefited on that as well. So GCC is focusing more on AI and automation everywhere they're interested, and they invested more on the AI part. And so many AI tech startup companies are coming. They open separate, AI innovation hub itself. They're happening. Again, automation and AI. So self-autonomous cars are being tested here, and then it is growing like anything. And you can see a lot of fintechs. Again, e-commerce market, edutech, there are more on education technologies, and then more and more growing, and they are building us on smart cities, so wherever if you go, so smart cities concepts have been built, so the toll is being collected automatically, the way, the machines are being automated. So majority of things are become like, automation on the smart cities. Again, finally, cybersecurity, again, that is again booming market. So since I have been evolving since 1990, I've seen the technology, how it has grown, when the cybersecurity starts and where we are in now. So that is what we can see that as well. Now, I'll come to the main point. So today, someone is interested to start my own business. So where to start, how to start? Do I need a huge money? Do I need a huge capital to invest on that? To answer is say, so it depends. If you are going to choose on the service-based model, you are not, going to invest anything huge on that apart from the establishing your trade license and etc. Again, to note here, in GCC, the trade license validity yearly basis, it has to be renewed. So that investment you have to do. So compared to any other countries, for example, once you get a trade license, the trade license is valid forever. Every year you need to file for example, accounts and all those things. But within the GCC, if you are taking in the trade license is valid for 1 year. It has to be renewed on yearly basis. So today, I have a knowledge to sell something. So I have a talent, or I have a group of people, we have connected together, we want to do something. So choose an area like a service-based model where you don't require that much of capital to invest, buy and sell. So if you are focusing on cybersecurity or AI consulting services or IT support services, data analytics, BI or digital marketing, those services doesn't really require any on the investments. Either you or you connect with a multiple group of team members where they can join together to establish a service-based model company. The second model is a product-based company. Okay, so the product-based company typically like selling a products like either hardware or software products in the technology. So mostly software-based products people will develop in India and then they'll come here and then they'll sell it, for example. So again, combination of hardware, servers, network, or CCTV, whatever you do, you are going to do a product selling. But for that, you might require like a huge money or investment or the cash flow to buy and sell, because here the concept works on 30 days PDC, 60 days PDC, and then you need to invest before to buy a product and then give it to your customer, and then you raise your invoice, and then you will wait for 30 to 60 days to collect the money back. So this is the second segment where you can enter, depends on your interest. And then third area, purely on the subscription basis. So why this is picking up now? Because now majority are going on cloud. And then most of the things license have become like a subscription based, where you go and buy it and use it per service, either SaaS based model or either we can use it email subscription or cloud instance. Now earlier, if you want to buy one server, it will be a long process. You have to go buy a hardware, buy a server, configure it, install it. It takes like, it depends on 3 to 4 days, sometimes depends on the way budget you have. Now getting one server from your any cloud platform, it's a matter of 10 minutes or even less than that. You just go and click it, you just select your operating system, select your configuration, select everything, and just start, it will start. So subscription model is become boom, and you can use those model if you are going to use it on your business. So typically these are 3 type of business where you can think of it, whether it is going to, which is going to fit for you, because it will not fit for everything anyone. So choose accordingly, depends on your talent, depends on the group like-minded of people, depends on the budget what you have, depends which market you want to target. Based on that, you select the particular model and then focus on that, so that will give you a good idea to expand it. It doesn't mean that I have entered service model, I should not enter in product model. Okay, you can enter, depends on, you can do all the combinations. It's all the way how do you want to grow in the market. So I just give an idea what are the key technology sectors with opportunities, because there are multiple sectors available, but I have taken just 4 sectors to just to give an idea. So if you are going to focus on the AI, because now AI market is like highly demand in the Middle East. Okay, and there are so many governments and banks, all they are trying to automate their process using the AI technology. And I have seen in my eyes, so there are so many demands are there, so many RFPs are out, and then they are seeking to convert traditional methodology to the AI methodology. Okay, simple mechanism I can say, for example, one company, they are having like a procurement section, supplier management procurement section. They want use AI system to filter the vendors based on their technical capabilities. One of the example, for example, that is what it happens. So if you are interested to develop an AI-based innovation or AI-driven customer experience, focus on the AI technologies development as services, definitely you can enter in AI intelligence, artificial intelligence, and the data analytics part. So if you are interested in the fintech and digital payment, so again, digital payment is also one of the extensive market in UAE, and everyone nowadays they are not carrying a cash everywhere. They are using the digital payment. So if you are interested to develop on a digital payment platform, there are very limited platform here. Again, that will be regulated by the central bank, and then you have to get necessary approvals to start your own. Okay, so since Middle East it is pushing on the cashless economy, so that will be good idea to start. There are again some crypto applications are there. Abu Dhabi market, there is ADGM is there where they are especially focusing on these kind of crypto applications and market, and even Dubai also they are providing it. So if you are interested on the payment industry, fintech industry, that is also good. Again, cybersecurity and OT. So the people who are interested in cybersecurity and operation technology market, see cybersecurity market maturity level is growing, but again, operation technology we called as IoT or OT technologies are untapped market again. There are, nowadays, now slowly it is started for the awareness of securing OT technology because of the limitation of the OT product. And, the team, the market is now currently picking up. So if you're really interested in OT or you worked on the OT market, so you can do that as well. So in that, if you're looking for the purely at the service part, you can start your MSSP service, and then you can provide a SOC 24/7, because most of the companies, they are having the SOC on own only for office hours. Out of office hours, they are trying to outsource those SOC services. So you can do a lot of security automation and IoT and OT security in case in that area. If you are focusing on the cloud or SaaS-based model, again, so there are another big opportunities in the cloud, because most of the services are, I can say, like companies who are like medium companies or small and SMEs, they are focusing on the cloud areas to save the money and time and cost, because they can't have like their own hosting data centers and their servers, etc. So that is also a good idea. Either you can remotely also you can manage from other countries. It's not necessarily to be here in GCC, but you have to submit all the documents are bidding through GCC countries, but the management can be done from outside of the GCC country. So cloud and SaaS-based technology is also, if you're interested, you can do that as well. So these are all areas you can focus if you're really interested on the technology business in the GCC. So what is key takeaways? Why I need to again, so to explain this. So Gulf is a high growth technology market. Okay, so their investment in technology is very, very high, and their interest in the technology growth is also very, very high. Yeah, and again, strong government support. So the government motivates, government provides a lot of options. They have a DIFC, technology hub, internet city, so technology innovation center. So many technologies are being supported by the government entities. So each and every area you will get some kind of discount or the privileges, leverages to work on the particular technology platform. Still again, as I said, AI is growing. It's untouched market. Still it started recently within last 2-3 years. Again, it is growing very fast way. And then cybersecurity rapidly it is also growing. IoT, OT market is also in demand. Data analytics and BI, business intelligence, data analysis also very high in the market. So my suggestion is don't focus on the traditional people. So what I feel it, so people comes and ask me, can I do web development? Can I do app development? Or can I sell the CRM application? Can I do this Tally application? Can I do this ERP application? No, that is all traditional way. Traditional way has a lot of competition. I'm not denying that. So again, there is a requirement in the market, but you need to choose, should be unique in the market, or you should know what market demands in high. So you can't go and sell, again, one website to the customer. That is very low profile. Maybe if you talk about 10 years before, okay, website is maybe high demand in the market. Developing one mobile application, high demand in the market. But now, no way. So you should know what is high demand in the market. So if you start that area or focus on that area, really you will succeed. So that is what my, advice on this part. That's it from my side. Thank you so much for all your time today. So do let me know if any other questions. I'll be happy to answer.